The Rideshare Professor is once again asking us to go on a strike, and this time it's for the week of Thanksgiving.
We have the dates all nailed down, November 23rd to November 26th.
Specifically, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and that Saturday after Black Friday. I put some thought into it, and I think I've come up with a better solution than going on strike for just 4 days. So in this video, we're gonna focus on things that we can do to make sure that we're in a financial position that we never have to use these apps ever again. So first, I'm gonna lay out a general financial plan that anyone can follow, and you don't have to, but it's a way for me to help motivate you to figure out what kind of financial picture you want for your life and how do we use these rideshare apps to help build towards that future so that we never need them ever again. Because statistically speaking, every year rideshare drivers make less and less money. And if we pay attention to the trends out there, Uber has said it straight up in an interview that they're focused on having automation for their rideshare drivers. A lot of rideshare drivers think that this isn't something that's going to happen very soon, but there's already companies in specific states that are not just testing these things. They have passengers going into cars that are driverless.
Steering wheel's moving, seatbelt's fastened, no one's behind the wheel.
Robotaxis are real. At least here in Chandler, Arizona, where Waymo has been offering fully driverless rides for more than a year.
And while they may not be perfect, when it comes to technology and automation and the way machine learning works, when one car makes a mistake and they figure out how to fix it, they upload that one thing to all the other cars. So if they have 10,000 cars on the road and 10,000 cars make a mistake in one day, that's 10,000 mistakes that are fixed. It will happen faster than you think. And that leads me to my biggest point about rideshare. I don't think it's a good long-term job, and we need to stop striking with that in mind. We need to prepare ourselves for the eventuality that rideshare is just not gonna pay what it used to pay in the past, and that automation is coming for this job. Sure, it might not be for another 3 to 5 years, but you need to have a plan now to help make sure you're in a position that in 3 to 5 years, you don't need these apps anymore. Because when it comes to finances, it actually does take time to fix your finances and to figure out the financial path you want to move forward with for the rest of your life. I mean, come on, let's be real. And this is coming from me, who's also a rideshare driver. No one plans to be a rideshare driver for their career. It's something you fall into and you get trapped into. And in this video, we're gonna explore our options for escaping this trap. So for my overall financial plan, I follow the Dave Ramsey baby steps. Now, you don't have to, but just listen to what they entail. Step 1 is to get yourself a $1,000 emergency fund. Now that $1,000 might not sound like a lot, but as a rideshare driver, that $1,000 can turn a major problem into a major inconvenience when you just have the money. And this is just the starter emergency fund. After baby step 2, which is paying off your debt, you would go to baby step 3, which is saving a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Now for baby step 2, I know a lot of people out there think there's good debt and bad debt, and chances are, like me, you've taken out a loan to buy your car. However, I'm focused on paying off all of my debts, and I've done the math already, and I want you to do this too. If you just had to focus on your house payment, food, gas, and whatever that's not debt related, how much money would you need to make per month to survive? That number for me, after food, gas, and all of that, is $800. It might vary based on how much I drive for gas expenses and things like that, but all I would need is $800 every single month to survive. And what that does for you is that it opens up what other job and opportunities that you can receive in order to quit Lyft, Uber, or DoorDash. The cheaper your expenses are, is the easier it will be to start your own business because you won't need to worry about having a huge amount of cash flow in order to start it, right? The best analogy I like to use here is to make sure that the boat is close enough to the dock before you jump from the dock to the boat. The dock in this case would be your gig apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and you know the rest of them. And the boat would be, it could be your own business, right? Maybe you wanted to become a nurse, but your financial situation didn't allow you to go back to school. It could be that too. Having lower expenses will facilitate jumping to that boat quicker than just going out and making more money. It's literally half the battle. And then baby step 3, as we previously spoke on, is 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. For entrepreneurs, I recommend 6 months. For people who have a steady paycheck, I'd recommend 3 months. But keep in mind, if you were debt free, it wouldn't be very hard to save 3 to 6 months because your expenses would be so low. Lowering your expenses is the fastest way to make sure that we don't need these apps anymore. And if we don't need these apps anymore, it will have a bigger negative effect on Lyft and Uber as companies if drivers no longer ever need to even turn on their app. Because let's face it, a lot of drivers drive for Lyft and Uber because they're looking to earn more income, but it's never been their dream jobs. So if we can get people in a financial position to where they never have to turn the app on again, that's better than going on strike for 3 days. We can go on strike for the rest of our lives if we just get our finances together. Baby step 4, the baby steps would be to invest 15% of your income into retirement, which you can actually do that as a Lyft and Uber driver. So if you get debt free, you save your emergency fund, you can actually do a solo 401k through Uber and Lyft. Not a lot of people know that, and I'm gonna make a video on that. So if you wanna make sure you don't miss that video, make sure you subscribe. Baby step 5 is save for your children's college fund. Baby step 6 is to pay off your home early. And then baby step 7 is to build wealth and give. I'm gonna let you know what my short-term financial plan is to help me escape from Lyft and Uber. If you wanna copy my plan exactly, that's okay, I don't mind. I love sharing with you guys in hopes to inspire you to do the same thing. But if you just wanna be inspired by my blueprint so you can go and do your own thing, whether it's going to work a regular job or becoming your own boss, that's okay too. So in the next 3 to 6 months, I'm actually gonna be debt free. I started with over $70,000 in debt, ranging from student loans, car payments, repos. Like, I made a lot of mistakes in my 20s, and if you did the same thing too, that's okay. We're human. We didn't always know what the right thing to do was. So once I'm debt free, my living expenses will be around $800, and that will give me more time to focus on being a YouTuber. But I also want to start a Turo business. If you've never heard of Turo, Turo is a car rental service similar to Airbnb, where regular people like me and you can rent to other, hopefully regular people like me and you. The plan would be to buy a hybrid car. Then I would take that hybrid car and use it for Lyft to continue building up my Turo fleet. And then I would put my current car on Turo for people who want to use it for a car rental. Now, when I get to that stage, of course, I'm gonna make videos and educating you on how to do it and best practices just like I do with Lyft and Uber. So make sure you subscribe if you don't wanna miss those videos, but those videos won't be for a couple more months. Now, once I have a Turo fleet set up, all I will have to make from Turo is $800 a month in rental, which the average car rents for about $650 to $750 per month. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that amount of money will literally allow me to sit here more often and follow different passions like making more YouTube videos that help other people. But how does all of that tie back to this strike that we're doing next week? You see, for me, if you want to strike, that's okay. But I think that we need to use our time wisely and make as much money as we can, because we never know when something might happen to us that might prevent us from continuing to work with these gig apps. For example, I got accused of locking a passenger in my car, and that got me booted off of the Lyft platform. Now, if you want to see what happened as a result of that, check out this video over here where you can get all the details, all of the dash cam footage about what really went down, and maybe that will push you forward to realize that, hey, listen, my time here, it could come to an end like